Hi there! Welcome to Apple World. Beyonce has apparently cut ties with Lizzo only days after news broke that Lizzo was being sued by her previous artists for some serious Darwinian things, including the essay only weeks prior. Beyonce yelled out to Lizzo at one of her shows, and Liz separated in tears in the wake of hearing her golden calf say her name. Well, that is holding nothing back the previous now on the grounds that Beyonce just clarified that Lizzo is as of now not wanted in her circle. And we truly can't fault Beyonce for doing this on the grounds that the charges against Lizzo are a lot more terrible than you can envision. So the thing precisely is Lizzo being blamed for, and why Beyonce cut her off so immediately. We should separate it. Lawful difficulty for Lizzo. The vocalist is being sued by 3 of her previous artists who are blamed in her for inappropriate behavior and making a threatening working environment. It looks like Lizzo is going to express farewell to her profession as additional supposed casualties are approaching, and blaming her for abuse and keeping in mind that all of Lizzo's celeb companions are as yet remaining quiet on these charges. Beyonce burned through no time, slicing Lizzo off to give you some setting. On Tuesday, August 1, the first 3 of Lizzo's previous artists recorded a claim against her in the Los Angeles Better Court, guaranteeing they were oppressed more than SA and unfriendly working circumstances, as per LA Times' Precious Stone Williams. Ariana Davis and Noel Rodriguez worked with Lizzo from 2021 to 2023, and they claimed that Lizzo compelled them to contact new artists at a club in Amsterdam, disgrace them over their weight, and power them to partake in unbearable re-true-up. You go from teaching about sisterhood to then pivoting and saying that it's an honor that you realize by name. Court records obtained by the Times express that the staggering idea of how Lizzo and her supervisory crew treated their entertainers appears to conflict with all that Liz represents. Freely, while secretly she disgraces her artists and disparages them in manners that are unlawful as well as totally unsettling, as per the claim. Lizzo once remarked on Ariana Davis' weight after an execution, and Ariana was informed that she appeared to be less dedicated to the gig since she had put on weight. Ariana likewise affirmed in the claim that she felt compelled to make sense of her weight gain and reveal cozy individual insights concerning her life to keep her work. She continued to say, "You realize artists get terminated for putting on weight. You ought to fundamentally be thankful to be here. However, it gets much more upsetting from here." The artists likewise guarantee that Lizzo compelled them into going to a grown-up show in Amsterdam and pushed them to draw in with the entertainers. The claim asserts that Lizzo started welcoming cast individuals to take turn contacting the naked entertainers and to communicate with them in realistic ways, as indicated by the claim. The artists were unnerved by Lizzo in light of the fact that she would haphazardly blame them for drinking before the show and afterward compel them to retry out, and in the event that she wasn't happy with their exhibition, by the day's end Lizzo supposedly terminated artists on the spot. The claim likewise specifies that one artist ruined herself due to the absence of breaks, and she felt compelled to keep practicing in light of the fact that she was frightened that assuming she left the stage any time during the tryout, she would be terminated. She would single out when she needed to be proficient, and when she believed that things should be private. That was her. Ariana Davis asserted she was terminated by Lizzo after she was found recording a gathering meeting, and she made sense of in the claim that she has an ailment that makes her perplexed in upsetting circumstances, which is the reason she had a propensity for sometimes recording gatherings and afterward erasing them in the wake of watching and taking notes. In the meantime, Noel Rodriguez guaranteed that she surrendered on the spot after she perceived how Ariana was treated by Lizzo anyway. Noel's acquiescence obviously rankled Lizzo, and as indicated by the claim, she forcefully moved toward Miss Rodriguez, breaking her knuckles, balling her clenched hands and shouting, "You're fortunate, you're so fortunate," as per Noel. She was terrified that Lizzo planned to hit her and expressed that Lizzo likely would have gotten it done if one of different artists had not mediated. The claim further affirms that Lizzo's visiting creation organization treated the dark individuals from the dance group uniquely, in contrast to different individuals, frequently blaming them for being languid, amateurish, and having terrible perspectives, while these equivalent charges were not generally evened out against artists who were not dark, and keeping in mind that nothing has been demonstrated. However, the way that these artists didn't go to virtual entertainment and they quickly recorded a claim says a lot and gives believability to their charges. Other than that, after news broke that Lizzo was being sued for abusing her artists, a few others who recently worked with Lizzo approached, guaranteeing they had a comparative negative encounter. Excessively one of them is movie producer Sophia Nolly Allison, who uncovered that she exited as head of Lizzo's narrative in 2019, Subsequent to experiencing abuse in her Instagram story, Sophia shared that she left after only 14 days in light of the fact that Liz treated her with such lack of respect. I saw how pompous, conceited, and unpleasant she is. Sophia composed, adding that she feels fortunate she paid attention to her instinct, and left. She likewise uncovered that she felt gaslit and was profoundly harmed. Before she in the long run mended and continued on anyway, Sophia made sense of that, perusing the charges made by Lizzo's artists and their claim brought back old recollections. And she understood how hazardous of a circumstance it was. This sort of a piece of power occurs extremely frequently, Sophia said, and she sent her affection and backing to Lizzo's previous artists, who documented the claim. Artist Courtney Hollenquist likewise approached, and she said her involvement in Lizzo was essentially something similar, and however she's not piece of the claim, she felt a sense of urgency to show backing to the next three artists, lauding them for daring to uncover this. In the meantime, additional upsetting subtleties from the artist's claim arose, showing that Lizzo has likewise been blamed for goading an individual from her security group to get in front of an audience, where she pulled down his jeans and hit him with whips, hollering, "Take it off." The claim expresses that offended parties were stark led with how little respect Lizzo displayed for the substantial independence of her representatives and everyone around her, particularly within the sight of many individuals whom she utilized. And what makes this situation significantly more strange is that Lizzo basically fabricated her profession off of her alleged body energy, and she habitually grumbled via virtual entertainment about being body disgraced over her weight. "So I've been working out reliably throughout the previous 5 years, and it might shock some of you all that I'm not working out to have your ideal body type. I'm working on a mission to have my ideal body type. And you understand what type that is, none of yours." Business. Last year, Lizzo even pursued Kanye West after he made remarks about her weight in a meeting with Exhaust Carlson. Kanye said when Lizzo sheds 10 pounds and reports it, the bots on Instagram went after her terrible weight on the grounds that the media needs to put out a discernment that being overweight is the new objective when it's really undesirable. It's evil anyway. Lizzo applauded back at Kanye during her show in Toronto and grumbled about individuals involving her name for cloud while she just personalities her business to everyone in America. Music. Lizzo later likewise separated during an Instagram live. While examining body disgracing, she asserted the remarks she got were fatphobic and bigoted individuals who had something they intended to say regarding you at the time. Some of Liz's VIP companions showed their help, including Beyonce, who really name-dropped Lizzo on the track and broke my spirit. The Sovereign's remix anyway. While other celebs are currently staying silent about the stunning charges made against Lizzo, Beyonce, she burned through no time telling individuals how she feels about these charges. On Tuesday, August 1, Beyonce acted in Boston as a piece of her Renaissance visit, and during her presentation of Break My Spirit, the Sovereign's remix, she neglected to specify Lizzo's name in the verses, regardless of having done so in all past shows, starting from the beginning of the visit. Fabs are currently saying it's essentially game over for Lizzo's profession, since it's difficult to find out how she can turn back to where she was under the watchful eye of the claim that was recorded graciously, which is genuinely horrendous for Lizzo. One fan said that when Beyonce begins acting differently about you, that is the means by which you know it's terrible. Lizzo could pull off the claim, yet I couldn't say whether her standing is always returning from this. Another fan added that anyway, others are saying it doesn't make any difference what Beyonce says or does in light of the fact that she, at the end of the day, was recently blamed for a few obscure things by her representatives. And these fans accept that the emphasis ought to be on the artists who were purportedly abused by Liz out and not on Lizzo's big-name companions who are currently